What's up, guys? It's Jim with OPTCG, bringing you guys another One Piece card game video today. And today, we're going to be hopping right back into the simulator. Have not made one of these type of videos in a while. And today, if you cannot see already on screen, we are going to be playing OP06 Reiju, a leader that kind of fell off for one reason or another. That one reason being RP Law is pretty much the best deck in this set. This set is a very competitive set, don't get me wrong, but RP Law is undoubtedly at least top 3 decks, which means there's going to be a lot of RP Law in tournaments. And if you don't know, Reiju is basically completely invalidated by that deck because all of our effects of our Germa 66 cards that we run, Ichiji, Reiju, Niji, they all specify that you have to have equal or less Dawn than your opponent. So if you're playing against an RP Law player that knows what they're doing and knows how to cancel out your game plan, they pretty much can just do Dawn -3 every single turn, and you're never ever going to be able to get any of these effects off. You're pretty much just playing out like vanillas, right? That don't do anything. Which obviously makes this deck a lot weaker. However, this set we got a completely new tool that is going to help us keep up in the Dawn minus game against an RP Law player. And against any other deck, it's just going to let us go very aggressive. And that right here is going to be this new Porsche card, 3/5 Foxy Pirate from OP07. And it's going to read on play, Dawn -1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may add 1 card with the Foxy Pirates type to hand. So this does not specify that you cannot grab herself. So if you see another Porsche in the top 5, you can go ahead and grab her. Then after that, you can place them at the bottom of the deck, and then you can play up to 1 4,000 power or lower purple character from your hand. So you may say, okay, we're not really running Foxy Pirates, so how do we benefit from that? Well, this does not specify Foxy Pirates. This is any 4,000 power or less card, which means any of our babies are now playable off of this card for 3 Dawn. So Ichiji, previously only playable for 4 Dawn. Now, not only can we play it for 3 Dawn, we're getting also a 5k body on the board and playing this out as well, which means our perfect curve is if we get stage on 1 and we can put an Ichiji in trash. Next turn, we can actually do a Porsche into an Ichiji, get a 5 cost and a 7 cost rusher on board turn 2. Absolutely insane. Obviously, that is the absolute nuts. Porsche, can do tons of other things. Like if you just wanted to play a Reiju out, whatever else, right? This card is just so flexible in this deck, but the main reason this is so good is because it gives us another Dawn minus effect to utilize to actually keep up with RP Law players. And in every other matchup, it's still good, it's still strong, right? Enough about Porsche though. We are running a little bit more Foxy Pirate hits just so this card doesn't whiff all the time. Chopper is another target, and this is also a pretty good card in a deck that has no blockers. So this is pretty much just going to ramp us if we have equal or less Dawn. So keeping up in Dawn against other decks that aren't RP Law, obviously, is actually pretty nice sometimes. So pretty good card to either save you in the late game when you don't have any blockers, or just to ramp you a Dawn, or if you don't have any targets for Porsche, not bad to play off of it. But then the rest of these cards, if you've seen a Reiju deck, this is pretty much your cookie cutter. You're going to have your baby Ichiji with big Ichiji. If you don't know what the cards do, I'm not going to go over them. You can go ahead and read them on screen. Baby Reiju with big Reiju, baby Niji with big Niji. You've got your stage, which is obviously 100% important for Reiju. You don't need to find stage, but it just makes your whole game plan like 10 times easier. Germa 66, since you kind of need to find these pieces very consistently, right? Since these babies require a specific card to actually utilize themselves. This is a 2-card combo, so we kind of need this card to keep up the consistency. Also helps us find stage a lot more often. And then last but not least, we have a few more 2Ks in this new 6-cost Sanji in OP07. This card is fantastic for this deck. He actually is in his Germa attire. However, unfortunately, does not have the Germa 66 or Germa Kingdom tags, which unfortunately means this is not a searchable card. However, Sanji still does work with the deck, since he's going to read when you're at 2 or fewer Dawn cards in your opponent. This card costs 3 in hand, which means this is a 3-cost 6k blocker that's also a 2k, and we're pretty much with Reiju always 2 or less Dawn than our opponent, so this card is pretty cracked in this deck. And our last 2K is going to be Kaya. It's just going to be a draw 2, trash 2. You're only really playing this when you're really bricked, or you want to put, say, a Reiju or an Ichiji in the trash if you don't want to play from hand. And our last 2 searchable targets off of German Kingdom are going to be our 2K Vinsmoke Sora. Never really playing this card, just for a searchable 2K. And then the 8 cost Judge, which is just pretty much if your opponent ever completely clears your board and you're at 8 Dawn, you can just get it right back. All the babies come back. You get an 8K, a 7K, 6K, and a 5K, draw 2. You get everybody's effect. So, really fun deck. This deck is still really good, guys. There's completely no doubt there. The only thing is RP Law invalidates it. Still, you can keep up a little bit better, but I'm not saying this is a good matchup now by any means. It is just now a little bit more winnable, but against every other deck, honestly, if RP Law didn't exist, Reiju would probably still be top 10, arguably top 5 decks. This deck is still a menace, but let's go ahead and show you guys the power of Reiju and get into the games. And getting into our first game here, looks like we're going against a Boa Hancock, who from my understanding is not great. We do have the Porsche and the Ichiji, but we don't have a stage and we don't have 7 costs, so we're definitely not going to keep this one. And we mulligan into Reiju plus 2 costs, which is really solid. This is going to just get us some early draw power. Very strong. He does not have anything to play early, which means we are going to play this first. We could actually be punished by this, because if he does trigger something like a Gravity Blade, that can really screw us up. So we're going to choose to go 6 here. He's going to actually counter out anyway, so did not matter there. However, we do get a card on board. One thing with Reiju, guys, you pretty much always want to counter out early, because if we ever want to activate another Reiju, you need to be at 5 cards in hand. So when you have the chance, yeah, we are going to choose to counter these out. Pretty solid hand. We don't have a stage. He actually gave us a counter before he puddinged, so that's kind of bad for him. But we do get the 1 cost searcher, and we do have the Reiju, so we're definitely going to go for that. Unfortunately, not seeing stage still. However, we are just going to go most likely the same thing we did last turn. We're going to see if we get stage right now. Activate Reiju first. We do not get stage once again, so we're going to swing 5 and 6 this turn. He'll most likely take 1, counter out of the other. If he can, probably counter out. Oh, it looks like he only has 2Ks to counter out with, which is actually not too bad. And he is going to take that one. So Ichiji in this matchup is really strong, because pretty much the only card that they run that can actually remove it is 9 cost Mihawk, which that card is kind of a menace. Right now, I'm actually just going to counter out with this Niji. We already have one in hand, and we do actually not have a 5 cost in trash just yet, so not really worrying about that. He is going to play the Boa Hancock on curve, which is pretty much always the best option here. But we are just going to go ahead and go 5. We could go 6 with our Reiju here, but if I draw stage or 1 cost event, I want to play it. So I'm going to play this first, play this from hand. Choose no target, doesn't really matter. Then we will go 6. We actually can't be punished by any triggers here. So if he does not have a 2K, this is really annoying for him, but he actually does have a 2K, unfortunately. He's pretty much always going to take this 7, which he does. And we'll go ahead and pass back to him. So, not going to lie, if he swings at this Ichiji, he's actually, okay, he's going to allow it not to swing. And then if I had to guess, probably going to go 5. We are going to counter out of this, getting that Reiju in trash for this Reiju next turn. And then maybe 6 and then 8 into it. I really couldn't tell you. He is going to go 6. We're actually going to counter out of this since we know we're drawing a lot of cards next turn. We don't really care. And force him to go 8 into 5. That never really feels good. And he's going to pass to us. So still no stage, unfortunately. So we're going to go 2 cost Reiju first here. Play this from trash. Activate that effect, and we do get the Porsche into the Ichiji. And we do not have one in trash, so we would have to play it from hand. The question is that worth it? I think it is, just to go really aggro. We're going to put this guy in a really rough spot. And this ECG is staying on board as well. So we're going to go 6 once again here. He does not have a 2K, which is very nice for us. We use this card action. We actually do get a target. We bottom deck 2 stages, though, unfortunately. Not much we can do about that there. We will play out this, and then we will activate effect. Playing out this from hand. We can attack into this Boa. He already showed us he doesn't have any 2Ks. So this is pretty much a guaranteed kill right now. And we're going to pass back to him. So completely full board, still 5 cards in hand. We do only have 5 Dawn next turn, which is kind of bad. But with him not removing this board right now, he's pretty much cooked. He's going to go 8 at lead. We're just going to take that. Don't really know what he's going for. I guess he could, yeah, he could draw 4. That's not doing much for him. We'll definitely get rid of this, and he's going to surrender. Okay. That is going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen, but let's go ahead and get into game 2. And looks like our next game here, we actually have Green Bonnie, which is a pretty interesting matchup, if I'm going to say myself. That I think we probably want to put ourselves... We're going to try second. I'm actually not really sure what you want to go in this matchup. I know Bonnie has good plays on curve for pretty much any curve, right? On even, you have like Reiju into Hawkins. On odd, you have... I don't know what you play on 3. You could play like a Searcher into Cavendish or something like that. But we're going to go ahead and do stage, trash the Reiju. And it looks like we do see the 3 cost and 5 cost. This is always a bit awkward to decide, but I think we're going to choose to grab... We'll probably choose to grab this because we want to trash it. We want a good target to trash with our stage next turn. So if we do end up trashing and then seeing 3 costs, right, we're in a pretty good spot. Where if we trash and we see the 2 cost Reiju, we have now both to play. I don't really think there's a right answer there, but this one is probably just a little bit better. And this next turn, we are definitely going to do stage first just to see what we're doing for the turn. And he's going to go 7. We're not countering out of 7. We will take that. And we do get the 4 cost Ichiji into the Reiju, which is really solid. Let's see what we get here. Do get the 7 cost, which is honestly not bad. I think I'm going to do that this turn. So we're going to go 5 here, and then we're going to go 7 lead. This is a bit anti-value since we're playing it from hand, but the pressure this puts on is just really, really strong. I could have waited and just done Reiju this turn. That's, you know, not wrong necessarily. Because we are playing it from hand, or we are playing from trash, excuse me. But we might have too many cards in hand. I could be wrong. So he'll be on 5 Dawn right now. It's usually always Cavendish here. Cavendish swing 6, leave 1 up if he does have it. Other than that, possibly a 5 cost Bonnie or something like that, or maybe even in a Rouge. We are going to see we have all of our Sanjis in hand, so pretty interesting right now. We may even play one out next turn if we don't have anything better to do. It is going to be the Rouge. Oh, he is not attaching the Dawn. It didn't really make a difference. We're giving this 2K anyway. Because that's going back up anyway, unless he's playing a 1 cost. No, he's not. Okay. So right here, it's always going to be stage. We're going to hit the Kaya. We do get Circuit Trash. We do get another stage and a Reiju here. We'll grab the 2 cost since we're playing anyway. We don't really want them to know that we have it. And we're probably just playing Reiju and Sanji this turn. So we'll go 5, let him rest our leader. 7, I mean. If he wants to take, he probably will. Bonnie's usually want to take this. He's actually going to counter out. Very interesting. So we're going to do this Reiju, play this from trash. Make sure you activate this effect first. And then we're going to go ahead and play... Oh, wait. Did I do this math wrong? We are, yes. We are actually not at the correct Dawn total right now. So I kind of screwed that up. But we do have 2 Ichijis in trash, so I'm actually going to utilize this. Get rid of both of these guys. And from there... I think I'll play stage and just kind of search for what we need here. So we have 2 Ichijis in trash, and No Reijus in trash, so I could grab this one, but I do already have one. I think I'm gonna grab the Reiju. Return those to hand and pass to him. So a bit of an awkward turn there. I did my Dawn math wrong because he was actually at 5 and I was at 4. For some reason, I thought I'd be at 2 less than him. Because we did Dawn minus twice. Maybe I'm doing the math wrong. Apologies, because we're always at 1 more. So if you do 2, you'll only be 1 less. So he does play the Cavendish this turn. And he's going to swing big into this, which we are probably going to counter out, I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, we'll give him the 2K, and we'll give him the Reiju. We know we're drawing with Reiju next turn, so it's not really a big deal. And from there, yeah, we're just going to go for it. So that's going to be 5 or 7 at lead. He's obviously going to rest most likely this. It doesn't really matter. I'm swinging with the other one regardless. And yeah, he's going to rest this. 7K, most likely a take if I had to guess. Cavendish is really strong, I'm not going to lie. Really scary. So we're going to go 5 here. See what he does. We actually could go Reiju into Niji. I think that might be better. Just because allowing an Ichiji next turn to subtract this Cavendish and attack into it would be really nice. As well as getting this guy off of board and making him replay him, which he's probably never going to do, is going to be really strong. So we're actually going to do that first. And we also get to play the 1 cost event. So we're going to do this. Play Reiju from trash. We'll activate her first. And then we're actually going to do this. Activate his effect. Play you. We'll select target to hand. Rouge back to hand. From there, we'll use the Germa event to search out what is the question. We do not have a Reiju on board, so interesting. I think we're gonna grab. We only have 1 2K. I'm gonna grab this Reiju. I'm gonna be kind of greedy, and then from there, I'm actually going to trash this event because it's just a bit too much going on. I think we already have a 7 cost in trash. Yeah, we have 2, so I don't need that. And I could grab Judge here, honestly. Do I dare? I don't think I do. We're going to grab Reiju. And from there, we are going to pass. Now we have a pretty menacing board. Obviously, we don't have the Ichiji that I was thinking about playing, but I think we're in a bit of a better spot considering his Rouge is now gone. He is not going to have a blocker. He's going to actually replay it, which is interesting because they usually want to play 8 cost Kid. Which is why I was kind of saving the Ichiji. Minus it to 6K, make things a little bit easier. Would be a little bit awkward because if I played it, he would get to rest my other Ichiji. Looks like he's going to go 8 into this, I'm assuming. I wonder why 8. That's kind of a bad number for him. We'll give him our only 2K right now. And then from there, oh, he's actually going to restand. Interesting. I've never seen Reiju run this. We're going to give him that one. And then from there, he should just attach 2. Probably swing 7 into this, which is not that big of a deal. And yeah, there it is. Yeah, gonna swing 7 into that. It's fine. Do not really care about that. And from here, interesting turn. Because I think what we want to do, we're definitely going to trash this Reiju to start it off. We're going to grab the 5 cost since we don't have enough of those at the moment. And then question is, how do we swing into this Cavendish? Because I think we want to swing 6 first. Make him use his leader effect right now. And then we'll bring him down to a 4K and just get 2 easy swings into him. Kind of force him to give it out or either give us the blocker. And he's going to completely block that and 2K. That made no sense. That was not a good play by our opponent. So we're gonna play this from trash, activate minus here, and from there we are actually going to just go 5K into 4K. Let's see if he decides to give it or if he just wants to give us another 2K. Looks like he's thinking about going us a 2K, which he is going to do. We'll take that card out of hand. Don't mind if I do. If he wants to give us double 2K for that, be my guest. Play this Reiju from hand, and then play this one from the trash and draw 2 more. And that is a pretty solid turn for us. Only downside at this moment in time is that we actually don't have any 2Ks, which is a little scary. Not gonna lie. I don't think we're in any situation of dying. He's going to freeze this Ichiji and then most likely go into board, which I basically completely welcome. We still have this Porsche, which is definitely going to be used to KO this. And then I'm probably just going to go crazy into either leader or board. That's probably going to be a 7K into Reiju, I'm assuming, or Niji. Yeah, he's going to go into Reiju. And then if he wants to go into Niji here, I'm probably going to counter out. So yeah, we'll give him 1 and a 2 here. No 2Ks, but still I don't think in a bad spot at the moment. We do see the judge, which means we cannot Dom minus if we want to play next turn, but we kind of have to, so we are going to decide the Dom minus for sure. Let's go ahead and trash it because we're not going to play it. We do get the rush 4 cost, very, very nice. But I think we're going to play this guy this turn. Yeah, we're gonna pop it because we do have the 5 cost in trash, correct? Yes, we do. So we will do this, play you from trash, choose you, we'll pop the card there, and then I think we just want to play it safe, go 8. So you're either giving us this blocker or you are giving us a 2K and a 1K. And it looks like he is going to just choose to give it, yeah. So we'll go 5 again. This is probably going to be a take, and then we're going to use the 1 cost event. I don't really know what triggers Bonnie plays that we'd be thinking about, honestly. Yeah, nothing there. And then from the top 5, unfortunately do not see a 2K at this moment in time. But another Rush Ichiji, I don't really think I need that. We'll grab the Reiju, I guess. Not really a big deal. He's definitely going to leave this standing, so he only has 2 attacks this turn unless he plays a Hody Jones. My Ichiji is still on board. He only stalled it for 1 turn. And we are at 7 Dawn coming up, and that is getting Ichiji for sure. No free blocks around here. And from there, probably going to attach the rest of this Dawn to maybe either play a blocker, maybe a searcher, but most likely to attach and swing into this board, which by all means, go ahead. I think his best play, if I'm him, oh, he's just going to go all in on Ichiji, it seems. Yeah, we do have to counter out of this. I know he's going to go into this first. You should never pre-attach Dawn like this because it just completely telegraphs your play. So if, you know, I know he's going to go into this afterwards. So if I know that, I'm going to play around it, take a life, try to get more counter, but it doesn't really matter. So we don't really care about it. So we're going to go 6K into Bonnie here, force him to either give us a block. We could have gone 7, but I think we want a Beta Hawkins block and then be able to attack into that as well. But yeah, he's actually going to give us that. We will play out the Ichiji, Dom minus, and play you out, minus Hawkins, so he can't get any free blocks off. And from there, I guess we have to do this. Let's hope we get a 2-cost Reiju, which we actually do. Add that to hand. And now we have a lot of draw, so I think we're just going to go with lead. We don't really care about his board right now. And we'll probably get rid of one of these Porsches as well. And this Hawkins is getting no free blocks. His leader effect's down. He's in a real rough spot. He's going to take that one. We'll go 5 once again. You're going to need to counter here, buddy. There's really no... Oh, he's actually going to... Ooh. Did he still think it was a 7K? I don't know why he did that. Maybe he thinks this is a better one to have up. But we're going to go 7 to lead once again. Probably going to give us the blocker, maybe. It doesn't really matter at this point. He's going to give us that. We'll trash the Porsche. Not really being useful right now. Grab the 3 cost, and then we will play out the 2 cost. Bouncing and doing this to draw 2. So... in a really great spot right now. We have a completely full board. He does not have really a full board with 2 cards in hand. There is really no scenario where he's winning unless I deck out, because holy shit, I have 7 cards in deck. Yeah, not a good look for sure. But at this point in time, we just have a math win. If he only has 1 card in hand, sure, you can have 2 blockers with leader effect. Even then, I think we can kind of just math you out, unfortunately, for him. Yeah, again, pre-attaching Dawn, do not do that. I get it makes it easier to visualize and see what you're going for, but it makes it also easy to visualize for your opponent. Also, swinging there first lets me know that my HEG is completely safe. He's going to swing into both, so we'll just give you a 2K and a 1K right now, and this is pretty much wraps. I don't think there's any real way on planet Earth that you can survive. So we're going to go 7. This is an uncounterable attack. So you either have to take or give us a blocker, but he's going to rest our 6K, obviously. He is going to take. That is probably the correct play. So we're going to go ahead and play the Ichiji here. He can only use leader effect once, even though he does have 2 Dawn up. Yeah, and that is going to be the game. So GG's to our opponent. Unfortunately, I only have time for 2 games this video. I do have to be somewhere in a bit, and I need time to edit. So, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into the final deck profile. And in conclusion, I think Reiju is an absolutely awesome leader that is still really strong. Like, this leader only got better. We got the Porsche, the Sanji. Like, this leader got like a lot better. There's no doubt about it. The only bad thing about it, as I was saying in the intro, it's RP Law. It's a pretty unwinnable matchup, and unfortunately, it is pretty much the best deck in the meta, which means, you know, if the best deck in the meta is an unwinnable matchup, you're really not going to be able to play this deck competitively. But the future is looking up for Reiju. I do think RP Law is going to get some hits in OP08. Possibly could be the start of our OP08 meta, and Reiju could be back in the set here. But if you, say, want to play Reiju locals, you don't really have a lot of people that play RP Law there, this deck can steamroll a lot of decks, including Lucci, including decks like Black Yellow Luffy. This deck can do some nasty work, and it is really fun at that. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been Jim with Awakened TCG, but I'm going to head out here. You guys have a great day.